And there's another reason they're better. Let me try to put my finger on it. What is it? Oh yeah, quarterback. Yeah, that's right. That guy.
The 5 star the 5 star kid who runs probably a 4.5 40 and big arm. Yeah, I would definitely I would think he's got some type of impact in this game. That it's funny you say that because I think
Yeah.
about. Go ahead.
Yes, I want you to hit on that. But before you guys do the whole quarterback thing, let's not act like K did not have a statistically good game last year versus MSU.
Well, and that's
Yeah,
actually what I was gonna say. Is this
correct.
was the playing against the Michigan State defense was Cade by far his best statistical game that he had in his entire career. And Michigan State has not shown that they've improved on that poor pass defense. So you I think there's an opportunity there to obviously take advantage of that. At the same time, I also taper my expectations a bit because when I would love for Jim Harbaugh to throw the ball, he usually does not. So I'm going to taper my expectations, but I do think that is an area that Michigan can definitely exploit against the Spartans.
I mean, if there's any one, I mean, look, they're really excited about having Xavier Henderson back. For their defense. And if there is one guy who does concern me on that MSU defense is Windeman. I can't say I've
Windman.
um
Yes, the defensive lineman from UNLV. Yep.
yeah, I mean
Transfer.
he's been a heck of a player for them this year. He's been a turnover machine. I mean, he's getting forced fumbles, he's getting interceptions. He's been utilized all over the place for that defense. I mean, he had he was huge, a huge catalyst in their win versus Wisconsin. Had the game sealing, stripped on a really good running back in Allen for Wisconsin. So if there's any one guy that they need to circle on their defense to protect JJ, he's the guy. So it's not like they're totally devoid of talent. The problem with their defense is that their secondary it's been horrible for going on almost 2 years. It's just what it is. I mean, dude, that's and their defensive coordinator. No, people MSU fans want their defensive coordinator launched out of a cannon. That's just it is what it is. It's major problems over there, and a lot of it's due to their secondary. Now, to your point, Des, Michigan most likely will not would not purposely take advantage of that just due to their natural approach to the game. They're going to be run first, but it would behoove them to definitely take a few shots because pretty much anybody who's wanted to pass the ball versus MSU has been able to do it. So if there was a get right game or a game to experiment a little bit, this would be a game for JJ to maybe grip and rip it a little bit. Not all day. No one is saying that. No one is saying 30 attempts or anything like that. But every now and then, especially if they are establishing their run game as effectively as they pretty much have done all year, definitely take some shots deep to your guys and see if this MSU defense can handle it.
Quick shameless plug here, just released on the main channel a little Michigan State talk, setting up the big game from the Spartan side.
Ooh,
Ooh,
it'll be yeah. It's I think, like I said, I would love to see a couple deep shots, but I with just knowing Jim Harbaugh's track record, we're probably not going to see as many as we would like. Let's put it that way. I think. Go ahead.
But it probably won't be as necessary though. Like I think, especially if Michigan's able to run the ball as effectively as they normally do, it doesn't take a ton of them to keep the defense honest or just take advantage of them. It's just the MSU defense, especially the secondary, has been bad for a multitude of reasons. Talent is one. Health. They've had a ton of injuries. They seem to make a lot of mistakes in their assignments. Schematically, they seem broken. That's been a ton of things that I've heard from a lot of MSU fans. So it's a ton of concern. And Michigan is so balanced offensively in terms of their weapons that you really don't know where they're going to hit you from. They can hit you with Shoemaker, they can hit you with Cornelius Johnson, Rodney Bell, Roman Wilson, Donovan
Schoonmaker.
Edwards.
Don't forget about it. Old Scooney.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's a plethora of ways that they can hit you offensively, even in the passing game. JJ with his legs. So I just think it's just too much for the MSU defense to do much, to try to combat.
Yeah, I took a look at last year's game, and it leads me to why Michigan threw as much as they did, because the run game got you. I mean, on 27 carries between Hassan Haskins and Blake, they had, was that just over? I mean, like 105, if that, 104. So not the usual what Hassan and Blake, together did on a regular basis last year. So I don't foresee Michigan having a tough time running the ball the way they did, last year. I think they'll have more success than they did last year. So